Hi rock stars, this is Miss Rogers here and I have a question. Have you ever watched a movie and felt like you were in the movie? Like if the character was happy, you felt happy? Or if the character was sad, you felt like you wanted to cry? Or if the character was walking through dark, dark woods, you felt afraid and nervous? Well, today I am going to teach you that when you're reading a book and you go on a reading adventure, you don't just follow the character, but you actually become the character. You do that by changing your voice to sound as if the character would sound and think about how they're feeling at that time. So today I am going to teach you how to bring the character to life.
With permission from Scholastic, I will be reading Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andreae, illustrations by Guy Parker Reese.
As I read Giraffes Can't Dance, watch how I bring Gerald the giraffe to life. Notice how I change my voice to sound how Gerald would sound, thinking about how he's feeling at the time. Let's begin reading. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. So as you can see, the author has introduced us to our new character, Gerald the giraffe. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. So, one thing that we've learned about Gerald is that he's quite clumsy. I wonder how he feels about that. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. Poor Gerald. And as you see, the author actually told us that Gerald feels sad. But why does he feel sad again? Oh yeah, because he can't dance. I can understand how he feels. Probably left out and nervous to dance in front of all of those other animals. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. Look at how wonderful these animals are dancing. But I can't help but think about poor Gerald and the fact that he can't dance. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Look how awesome they're doing. All those wonderful dance moves. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor. But the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald. The animals all sneered. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. Oh no. Look, they're making fun of Gerald. How do you think Gerald is feeling right now? Maybe sad, embarrassed, disappointed? I have to keep that in mind when I'm thinking like Gerald. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. Did you notice how I changed my voice to sound like Gerald, thinking about how he felt at the time? He feels sad and disappointed, so I made my voice sound sad and disappointed. Let's keep reading. So he crept off the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before. So sad and so alone. Poor Gerald. So even though the words also told us how Gerald felt, you can also look at the picture and see in his face and see him walking off over here that Gerald definitely feels sad and alone. I hope that Gerald feels better. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Now let's look at Gerald. It seems like he has a smile on his face. Maybe that cricket gave him a little hope. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. I'm so glad that the cricket has come along to help change Gerald's feelings. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. Oh, let's see what happens. And he threw his arms out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leaped up in the air. Look, Gerald is dancing. How do you think Gerald is feeling now? I would probably say that he's feeling accomplished because he finally learned how to dance, and proud of himself, and excited. I need to keep that in mind as I'm reading like Gerald. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I am dancing. Yes, I am dancing. I am dancing, Gerald cried. Wait a minute. I just said that Gerald felt wonderful and accomplished and excited. I should make my voice sound how Gerald feels right now to bring him to life. Let me try that again. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I am dancing. Yes, I am dancing. I am dancing, Gerald cried. Did you notice how I changed my voice to sound how Gerald would sound? Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen!" Look, it seems like Gerald has even changed the opinions of the other animals. How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Oh wait, I think I felt a little bit too much like Gerald. Let me keep reading. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. We all can dance, he said, when we find music that we love. Wow, that was such a great book. Did you notice how I changed my voice to bring the character to life? Now it's your turn. Grab a book and remember, when you begin reading, don't just follow the character, but actually become the character. Change your voice to show what the character is feeling and bring that character to life. All right, rock stars, off you go. See you soon.